Welcome back, everybody, to our IndyCar tournament. We're in round 2, and you are watching Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden.
So good to be back at the track, Nils. I'm looking forward to this.
We started with a field of 52 cars from all across the world. Now we are in the round of 32. Let's meet the drivers for group number 1 of round 2. This is Ralphus Hayes from Uncle Elvis, Lake Park, Georgia, in the number 83.
And from Milestone Racing from Lawrence, Kansas, in the number 80, this is Stony Miles.
And in the second row from Dobb Squab Racing in South Point, Ohio, in the number 20, this is J-Bo.
And lining up next to him from Walcott, Connecticut, and Arlo Racing in the number 69, this is Arlo.
Race 1 coming up. If you're new to the channel, the cars will rotate clockwise. There will be 4 races. They will score points for each race, and the top 2 will move on to the next round. Here we go for race number 1, and Ralphus Hayes in the front, and lights go green. Ralphus Hayes and Arlo with a nice jump through the hairpin and around the corner. And Ralphus Hayes, will anyone catch him? Arlo in second to the line with a 10.7968 lap time. Ralphus Hayes will take race 1.
Hayes had the fastest lap in qualifying. He's our top-seeded driver and showing already in race number 1.
Arlo as well, getting a very nice start to his campaign with 3 points. However, Ralphus Hayes has the track record with a 10.4964, but they go green for race number 2. Arlo in the front, Ralphus Hayes though with a move on the outside, then the inside makes the pass work, and Arlo off the track to the line. Ralphus Hayes takes race number 2.
It's a really odd place for a car to spin, so we'll have to see what happened, but a real bummer there for Arlo.
Well, let's take a look with the Boss Championship Racing Instant Replay. Ralphus Hayes with a nice pass on Arlo. Arlo trying to make a run and clips the outside of that corner, spinning him around. And J-Bo looks to just edge out Stony Miles at the line. And there it is with the overhead camera.
It's such a good start for Arlo, but there's a lot of racing left.
We are at the halfway mark. Ralphus Hayes with a good lead with 10 points, but if you're looking for a new shirt or hat, check out our merch store, link in the description below.
You know, since I got my hat, a lot of people think I'm pretty cool now.
Well, we make no guarantees. Here we go, green, and we're off for race number 3. J-Bo out in front, and around they go. Arlo with a nice move into second place. And there goes J-Bo, but to the line. Looks like Stony Miles off the track in the last corner.
That's a real bummer. He was having a nice race and just looks like he lost it.
Well, here's the replay. Stony Miles in second place, but coming out of that corner, drops all the way to P4. J-Bo, Arlo, and Ralphus Hayes battling out front.
Yeah, you could see there by the footbridge that Stony Miles just got really loose and spun around.
Well, race number 4 brought to you by RacetrackScenics.com. Link in the description below for 20% off. Well, the battle is on. Who will move on to the next round? Here we go, green, and they're off. Stony Miles out in front. Ralphus Hayes right there with him. J-Bo trying to make a run. And Stony Miles around the corner will finish P1. Ralphus Hayes in second. J-Bo in third, Arlo coming in fourth.
That's a really big result for J-Bo and disappointment for Arlo.
Stony Miles was definitely looking for someone to DNF. But after 4 races, Ralphus Hayes your winner with 15 points, J-Bo with 11. Those 2 will be moving on.
Ralphus Hayes really proved himself today, having that first round bye. He was really quick, and he will be a force to be reckoned with throughout the tournament.
And J-Bo as well ought to be very happy with that result. But as we have seen throughout the tournament thus far, DNFs have really been costly for the drivers. And same goes today for Arlo and Stony Miles.
You know, it's really a shame. They were very competitive, but with these cars, it doesn't take much, and they crashed out. So
goes to show the margin for error is very, very narrow, very slim. And these drivers are pushing the limits, and sometimes it just doesn't work out for them. You have been watching the IndyCar tournament at Boss Championship Racing. If you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you for round 2, group 2 next week. Welcome back, everybody, to the IndyCar tournament here at Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden.
it is so good to be back with you, Nils. I'm just really excited to see what this group can do.
The racing has been incredible so far, and we are in for yet another great group of cars. Let's meet the drivers. In the number 442 from Miami, Florida, this is Mario Mappoli from Cloaked After Dark.
And next up from Lily's Boneyard in the K9, this is Willie the Dog.
Lining up in the second row in the number 64 from Westminster, Colorado, this is Cinder Foley.
And look who's back in the 53 red Target livery from Whitby, Ontario, this is Crazy Canuck.
The drivers are ready, the grid is set. Here are the points. There will be 4 races, and the top 2 in points will move on to the next round. Well, the lights go green and they're off for race number 1. Mario out in front, Crazy Canuck right behind, but here comes Willie the Dog into the corner, and Crazy Canuck able to stay in front. What a race, number 1.
It looks like Crazy Canuck is back and ready to compete. Didn't qualify great, but qualified for this round and gave Willie the Dog a real run for it.
And Mario Mappoli taking P1 leads through race 1, but we still have 3 more races to go.
You know, this group is really exciting. These cars seem to be very equal in pace, so I'm just excited to see how this goes.
And green, and they're off for race number 2. Crazy Canuck with a huge jump through the hairpin. Cinder Foley trying to make a run, but Mario Mappoli, big wreck into the corner. And Crazy Canuck able to take P1, and we have a pileup, 3 DNFs.
That was just a crazy, crazy moment in this race.
That's something we haven't seen here at Lutsen International. Let's see it on the replay. Mario with a nice run, but was unable to make the pass cleanly, and they all crashed out.
It's so unfortunate. They were having a great race, and here's another look at it.
It's great having the overhead camera to see these angles, and yeah, we can see here that there was no place for those cars to go, and they just stalled out.
Well, we're here at the halfway mark, and if you're anything like me, you love fresh merch. Make sure to check out the link in the description below.
That was so good, Donnie. I'm very proud of you. Well, this race is brought to you by RacetrackScenics.com. Use BOSS20 for 20% off your next order. Link in the description below.
Those guys really know how to make diorama look real.
Well, here we go for race number 3. The points look like this. Crazy Canuck out of nowhere with 8 points. And Cinder Foley, Willie the Dog, and Mario Mappoli will be looking to score. Here we go, race number 3, green, and they're off. Cinder Foley, Crazy Canuck neck and neck through the corner, and Crazy Canuck out in front with a clean pass. And here's Mappoli trying for the pass, unable to make it work. And wow, what a race we had there in race number 3.
You know, I think I have to say it. Crazy Canuck might be a legend in this tournament. He just makes it happen, gets the points, gets the result, and doesn't matter where he starts. He's finishing first or second almost every round.
He might have that X factor. He might be just crazy enough. He's Crazy Canuck after all. We've got one more race to decide who will move on. Here we go. Green, and they're off.
Is Willie the dog an actual dog?
Not sure. K9 is the number. Could be a real dog. But through that last corner, Willie the dog takes P1. Mario Mapoli in P2. Cinder Foley P3. Crazy Canuck in P4. Nice way to finish off this round. Mario able to grab the points to move on.
Looked like Cinder Foley really made a charge there.
I think so as well. Here's another look at it. And Mapoli able to edge out Cinder Foley, grabs the points. Officially, we'll be moving on with Crazy Canuck to the next round.
I think it's fair to say Crazy Canuck is the real deal. If you're not paying attention, you better start. This guy is legit.
I haven't seen a car like this where qualifying round didn't do well, but once race day is here, Crazy Canuck just dominates.
And Willie the dog and Cinder Foley going home. Find that doghouse in that boneyard, Willie.
Well, I'm not sure if we know exactly if that is a real dog or Willie is a guy who likes dogs.
I don't know. The more I think about it, it hurts my brain. I gotta go.
You have been watching the IndyCar tournament at Boss Championship Racing. If you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next week for more Round 2 action. Welcome back, everybody, to Boss Championship Racing. We are here at the IndyCar tournament.
That's right. This is round 2, group 3, and we are so excited. These guys deserve to be here. They've been so good all tournament long, and just excited to see them back on track.
That's right, Donnie. Let's meet the drivers from Mankato, Minnesota, from Feral Mods. This is Feral Patrick in the 34.
Lining up next to him from Stupid Fish Racing from West Jefferson, North Carolina, and the number 1, this is Al.
Lining up in the second row from Dubious Diecast, and the number 33 from Lone Grove, Oklahoma, this is Mrs. Nefarious.
And from Muncie, Indiana, from Scottman Racing, and the number 40, this is Swede Savage.
Well, race number 1 coming up next. Here are the points if you're new.
That's a Swede Savage tribute car, right? Scottman, way to go.
I think so. It's a great looking car in the number 40. Well, here we go, race number 1, and they go green. Patrick out in front, going through the corner and into the hairpin with a nice lead.
Can Al make a move? Let's see right here into this last corner.
And to the line, Feral Patrick takes race number 1 in 5 points.
Well, at first look, it sure looks like Feral Patrick is going to be a tough one to beat today. Al, as well, very good in the straightaway speed and also in the corners.
And tough luck there for Swede Savage and Mrs. Nefarious. But we've still got 3 more races to go.
You know, if it was easy, everybody would be good at it.
You know, you're starting to sound like my dad. Well, here we go, race number 2, they are green.
All I'm saying is racing is difficult, okay?
That's a fair point. Well, here's a big pass from Feral Patrick, and Al getting by Swede Savage, and through the last corner, big spin to the line.
That was a lot of contact.
What a crazy finish to that race number 2.
Oh, we can see right there that Feral Patrick and Al had a huge jump, big run, and had the inside line. But right here, you can see Al just loses it. The car just kind of snapped, and he just spun. And then here comes Swede Savage. Bang.
Big contact there. Al able to stay in front, picks up another second place finish. Mrs. Nefarious, Swede Savage tied with 3, and Feral Patrick out in front with 10. Moving along, here we go for race number 3. Mrs. Nefarious out in the front with Swede Savage. They are off, and into the hairpin they go. Can Swede Savage make a run? Cannot make it work as Al gets by. And to the line, Mrs. Nefarious takes race number 3 and a valuable 5 points.
That's a big result for Mrs. Nefarious. She's been kind of, I don't know how to say it. She's been kind of bad, but that was a good result right there.
And Al sneaking in there once again with another second place finish, up to 9 points, keeping it close with Farrell Patrick. So here we go, race number 4. Who will it be today? Al in the front row, Mrs. Nefarious in the front row. They are green, and they're off.
All right, everybody, just keep it clean, okay?
And through the hairpin they go, Al with a nice lead. Farrell Patrick right behind. Will he catch him? And to the line they go. Looks like Al gets him by a nose. What a close finish at the line.
That was an amazing race. Could we just do that again and again and again and again?
You know, you're in luck. We're in a IndyCar tournament right now, and if you just keep tuning in, there's a lot more racing to come.
Well, hey, look at that. We do have one more race. There's a tie.
The tiebreaker will be brought to you by Racetrack Scenics. More information in the link in the description below. Both drivers are locked into the next round, but the winner of this tiebreaker will be the winner for the group. It is green and they're off. Patrick with a nice jump. Al keeping it close. Through the hairpin they go. But Farrell Patrick extending that lead.
I don't think Al can get him.
And to the line, Farrell Patrick takes the tiebreaker and will win this group and move on as P1 into round 3.
These two drivers were just incredible all day long. Big hats off to those guys. Great race.
And there you have it, the final score. Farrell Patrick, your winner for group number 3, and Al coming in second.
You know, Al had a really scary moment there, getting smashed by Sweet Savage, but, you know, he looked really good, and those guys are going to be great for the next round.
And Sweet Savage, what a great looking car. Definitely one of the best we've seen on track. Unfortunate for him and for Mrs. Nefarious, they will be eliminated from the tournament.
You know, sometimes things just don't go your way, and today proved that. Mrs. Nefarious, best of luck. Please, you know, be nice to people. Maybe next time we could call you Mrs. Nice Lady or something.
You have been watching Boss Championship Racing, so thank you for joining us. If you enjoyed the show, please hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any more action in the IndyCar tournament and future events. We will see you next time for Group 4. Welcome back, everybody, to Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils Nilsson, and this is Donnie McFadden. We are so excited to be here to continue the journey with IndyCar here at Lutsen International.
That's right, Nils. We've got a great field of cars today, and, wow, I just couldn't be more excited.
The further we go into this tournament, the more the racing intensifies, and this group is sure looking like another one that will really bring the heat. Well, here are your drivers. This is Christy from G-Force Racing from Brandon, Oregon, in the number 28.
And lining up next to her from 409 Diecast Racing in Dallas, Texas, this is Lauro in the number 9.
And coming back from round number 1, this is Ignition Sparks from Spirit of 64 Racing from Westminster, Colorado.
And also from round 1, transferring in the number 7 from Big Poppy Racing, this is Major Finish.
Well, Donnie, here we go for race number 1. Do you have any words of wisdom for these drivers?
If you drive too fast, you could die. So you might want to keep that in mind when you hit those corners.
Well, here we go. Green, and they're off. Donnie, thanks for the somber reminder. Into the hairpin they go. Christie out in front. And the battle for second is on. Lara with the pass through the corner and to the line. Christie takes P1.
Gotta say, I was really impressed there with Lauro with the big pass. Big Poppy Racing and Major Finish would be a little disappointed with that one.
Not much Major Finish could do there. Laro had a great line, took the inside, and got that P2. Christie up to 5 points. Laro with 3. Ignis Sean Sparks with 1. Major Finish with 2.
Now, I think the question might be, will Major Finish have a major finish with this race?
I don't even know what that means. I would think that if you're racing, you would just want to finish the race, take the well, he's already in third, so, oh, here goes Laro, and to the line. That was a major finish.
See, I told you.
I guess major finish just kind of means, like, it's going to be the coolest thing you ever saw.
I don't know.
We should probably stop talking about this. Here's Laro on the inside, wasn't able to make it work, tried to even go off track on the curb, and to the line. Christie takes P1.
You know, I like Laro. He just was like, I'm going to try any line that's open on the track. If it's off track, I'll go for it.
This race is brought to you by RacetrackScenics.com. For more information, check the link in the description below. All right, back to racing. Here we go, race number 3. Green, 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 and they're off. Ignis Sean Sparks needs a good result here through the hairpin, but here comes Major Finish. And here comes Laro and Christie battling in the back, but at the line, Ignis Sean Sparks. And coming in third, Laro in front of Christie.
Major Finish, it's more like major havoc. You know, he's just getting in P2, getting in the way of the leaders, the front runners, and making a name for himself. Yeah, now it's a tight race, all thanks to Major Finish.
Here's a quick thing about Major Finish. I promise this will be the last thing. In the F1 tournament here at Boss Championship Racing, Major Finish came from all the way in the back and got to the final round. So
what you're saying is, Major Finish, anything is possible.
I might be saying that. Here we go, green, and they're off for race number 4. The top 2 finishers will move on to the next round. Who will it be? Laro and Christie out in the front. Will Major Finish, will Ignis Sean Sparks have any luck left? And it's to no avail. It's over. Major Finish. It's over.
It's going to be okay, Nils. You know, this is part of racing, and it was just Laro's day. It was Christie's day, and Major Finish should still be proud of himself. That was an unbelievable performance, even though he came in last.
Okay, I'm back. It's okay. Christie is your winner in the number 28. What a race. That was an incredible performance. Can't say enough about Christie and Laro. They were very quick today. And there's Major Finish again.
It's okay, Nils. He had a good race. You know, Ignis Sean Sparks actually was better, but I don't know, Major Finish definitely could be a new fan favorite, at least for us, right, buddy?
Well, it started with a name, and we weren't really sure what the name kind of meant, and then we found out, and now we're not going to be able to see him around anymore. So, also, don't call me buddy, okay? You've been watching the IndyCar Tournament of 2024 here at Boss Championship Racing. If you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next time for group number 5. The journey continues here at Boss Championship Racing. We're here on a perfect day at Lutsen International. I'm Nils, and this is Donnie.
It's so good to be back from summer break. You know, it's nice being by the lake, on a boat, on the water, but I just want to see cars race again.
Right in the middle of round 2, this is group number 5, so let's meet the drivers. In the golden black, number 43, the Mankato, Minnesota native from Feral Mods, this is Arya Holden.
And in the dark arts, number 13, from Dubious Diecast, Lone Grove, Oklahoma, this is Mr. Dark.
And lining up in the number 17 from New Bedford, Massachusetts, this is Puff from Puff's Racing.
And from Dog Squab Racing, South Point, Ohio, this is Alex Blaze in the number 22.
Well, we're just moments away from race number 1. We'll have 4 races. Cars will rotate clockwise.
3 of the 4 cars have transferred from round 1. We have yet to see Are You Holden, so this will be interesting.
Are You Holden qualified second. So here we go, race number 1. Holden off to a great start. Mr. Dark struggling through that corner.
This is a nice battle for P2.
Are You Holden is off, and Clear Track gets the win, but we've got contact in the final corner. Puff able to pass and make it to P2. Mr. Dark and Alex Blaze stalled out right before the finish line.
If my eyes don't deceive me, I thought they went 3 wide into that final turn.
Well, here's the replay, and as we can see, Are You Holden well out in front and takes the victory. I guess we'll have to see another angle, and here it is.
I'm telling you, Nils, you can't doubt me. Check it out. And here he goes, Puff around the outside, and somehow makes that pass work.
One of the best passes we've seen in the tournament so far. Tough luck there for Mr. Dark and Alex Blaze, as they will settle for 0 points apiece. Are You Holden with 5 and Puff with 3. That's quite the shakeup going into race number 2.
It's more like, are you holding on? Because he is flying.
Green, and they're off for race number 2. And through the hairpin they go. Alex Blaze in first for just a second, as Are You Holden out in front and is going to take the win.
I just got to stop you here, Nils. Are You Holden is so dominant, it is scary.
We're starting to see some of these top qualifiers in these races for the first time, and there's a reason that they were at the top of the pile. These guys are absolutely sending it, and the rest of the field is having a tough time dealing with it.
I would have to say, though, it'll be really interesting to see who will finish in P2.
Well, this race is brought to you by RacetrackScenics.com. Make sure to check the link in the description below. Well, we've got 2 more races. Nothing is settled. Here we go, race number 3. Puff with a nice jump. Alex Blaze on the outside going into the hairpin. Mr. Dark's going to need a good result to stay alive in this race. And to the final corner they go. And Are You Holden trying for the inside.
If he made that work, that would have been the best move of the century, hands down.
Well, here's the replay. Puff getting away. Mr. Dark able to stay up in P2. But in the back, we had quite a move here. There's a little bit of a gap, and Are You Holden went for it.
I mean, that's what winners do. If they see it, they're going to go for it.
But it looks like he came up just a little bit short, as Alex Blaze gets the job done, keeps that spot. But Puff has 10 points now. Are You Holden with 11.
It's a shame for Mr. Dark. I hope he just puts on a show for us. He's definitely not going to move on at this point.
It's a sad day for Mr. Dark. But here we go, race number 4, and the lights go green. All Puff has to do is finish, and he will move on to the next round. Are You Holden is pushing Mr. Dark along.
That could be risky for Are You Holden.
And what a move into the last corner. Are You Holden? What a move to finish this race and takes P1.
The risk paid off. And again, like I said from the beginning, this guy has it. And he got that win. 3 wins out of 4 races. This boy is scary good, man.
Puff will come in P2 and will also move on with 12 points. But your winner for this group in round number 2, Are You Holden in the number 43 from Feral Mods in Mankato, Minnesota. What a race for him.
We've been seeing some great passes, especially today. These guys really put in some awesome moves. But Are You Holden, man, he's going to be a tough one to beat, that's for sure.
For Alex Blaze and Mr. Dark, they will be going home as they've been eliminated. Would like to say thanks to those builders for those cars, and best of luck in future tournaments.
Well, I guess I'll see you next week, huh, Nils?
Yeah, I guess so. Have a good week. We'll see you next time, everybody. Thanks for being here. Oh, man, I'm parched. Anybody have a water? Anybody? Seriously, anybody at all? You've been watching the IndyCar tournament here at Boss Championship Racing. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any more action here at Lutsen International. We will see you next time for group number 6. Welcome back. I'm Nils, and this is my co-host, Donnie McFadden. And we're here at the Boss Championship Racing IndyCar Tournament of 2024. We're in round 2. This is group number 6.
Yeah, these cars have been so cool and so fast, and I think today should be a really good one. Let's meet the drivers.
Well, starting on pole from Lily's Boneyard in the K92, this is Lily the dog.
From Uncle Elvis in the number 50, this is Clyde McGee.
And in the second row from Fat Dad Racing, this is Fat Dad in the number 43.
And from Dutch Clutch Racing, this is Dutch Vandershift in the number 3.
Race number 1 coming up next. This is quite a crew we've got here, Donnie.
Yeah, it sure is. Fat Dad was super fast in round 1, and same with Dutch Vandershift.
And Lily the dog and Clyde McGee, haven't seen much from them, although they qualified very quickly as they got a first round bye. So here we go, race number 1, green, and they're off.
I just want to make sure, Lily the dog, is that a dog or is that a real person?
No one knows, but Lily the dog is in first place, crossing the line, takes P1 for race number 1.
You know, I feel like you didn't answer my question because it would be very suspect if it was an actual dog behind the wheel.
Honestly, don't know what to say other than that car just finished P1 and takes 5 points. Clyde McGee with 3, Fat Dad with 1, and Dutch Vandershift with 2.
You know, Clyde McGee looked really good there for race number 1.
Yeah, he sure did. And Fat Dad and Dutch Vandershift have some work to do. Here they go for race number 2. Dutch Vandershift off to a better start, but here comes Lily the dog from 3rd to 1st. And Dutch Vandershift trying to make a move, can't make it work.
And Fat Dad went from 2nd to 4th. What a bummer for him.
Yeah, it's like something was weighing him down a little bit.
Really, are we going to resort to those sort of jokes? I mean, this is a professional broadcast.
You're right. I shouldn't have said that. It was just, that's his name, Fat Dad Racing. But I do apologize. Didn't mean anything more than that.
There's probably a program you could go through if this is going to be a, consistent thing.
Right. I'm sorry, everybody. Well, if you're looking to upgrade your diorama, check out racetrackscenics.com. Link in the description below for 20% off. Here we go for race number 3, and they're off. Fat Dad and Dutch Clutch in the front row. Clyde McGee with a nice run. Through the hairpin they go.
I told you, Clyde McGee's really got something going, but Fat Dad, oh boy, check it out.
What a great result there for Fat Dad with a race win. Race number 3, picking up 5 points. Looks like Lily the dog got caught in the back there behind Dutch Vandershift. And Dutch Vandershift has definitely been struggling for pace today. Got passed up in the last corner as well.
Yeah, Lily the dog just made an inside run there and made the pass. It was a good one.
So here are the points. Lily the dog with 12, Clyde McGee with 8, Fat Dad with 7, and Dutch Vandershift with 6. Everything is on the line here for race number 4. Top 2 will move on to round 3. Here we go. An excellent start for Clyde McGee. Lily the dog right behind, and through those corners they go. If they both finish like this, they'll be moving on, and it looks like they will as they cross the finish line. 1 and 2. Donnie, what separated those two drivers today from the other two?
They just hit the corners with a lot of speed. They could carry it through and made passes when it mattered.
And for Dutch Vandershift and Fat Dad, their road to the championship will end today as they will be eliminated.
All credit to Lily the dog, though. Again, not sure. K92, it seems like there's a dog in there.
Still don't know. I guess we'll have to talk to their team and see what happens.
And Fat Dad had a great run in round 1, and it was really fun to watch, but just was outplayed today, and same with Dutch Vandershift.
Well, we've got some exciting racing to come. We've got a couple more groups to go in this round, and we will be into the next round of 16 as this tournament progresses.
You know what they say, man, let the good times roll.
Thank you so much for watching here at Boss Championship Racing. Make sure to hit like and subscribe if you liked what you saw. We will continue this coverage of the IndyCar tournament right here at Boss Championship Racing. It's great to be back with you. I'm Nils and this is Donnie. We are here at Lutsen International at Boss Championship Racing.
That's right, Nils. We're here with Groups 7 and 8 to finish out round 2. The top 2 of each group will move on to the round of 16.
It's been quite a journey so far for these drivers, but let's meet the drivers for group number 7. In the number 77 from Team Kamikaze, this is Stray Dog.
I suppose there's a dog driving that.
After last week, anything's possible. Next up is Jen Vandershift in the number 9 from Dutch Clutch Racing.
Next up in the 08 from Lawrence, Kansas, Milestone Racing, this is Dusty Miles. And finally, from Puffs Racing in the number 11, this is Misty.
Well, here we go. Today we've got 2 groups racing, but we will start with group number 7. The cars will rotate, and the cars with the most points, the top 2, will move on to the round of 16.
You know, I'm not a betting man, but dogs are fast, so watch out for Stray Dog.
I suppose if it's a stray, you know, they're trying to get away from something. Anyway, Stray Dog out in front, and Misty up into second place.
Nice little battle in the back.
And to the line, Stray Dog takes it for race number 1.
You know, you said something about stray dogs. They are fast, and they are getting away from something. And Stray Dog got away from Misty.
We haven't seen much from Stray Dog so far in the tournament, as Stray Dog qualified very high up in the order.
You know, as I checked my notes, he qualified, I'm assuming a he, qualified 3rd.
So after race number 1, Stray Dog with 5 points, Misty with 3, Jen Vandershift with 2, and Dusty Miles with 1. Here we go for race number 2. They go green.
Misty's already off to a good start. Getting P2 in race number 1. Hopefully, good result here.
Well, Stray Dog is chasing down Misty. Through the last corner they go into the line. What a close finish for race number 2.
Nils, does it get any better than that in racing? That was the closest finish we might have ever had here at Lutsen International.
Stray Dog was on the hunt and through that last corner. Oh my, what a close finish.
See, I told you. It was unbelievable.
So here we go, overhead, and that is razor thin. Here it is, and the stewards will have to look at this. It looks like Stray Dog got it. And Stray Dog does. Picks up the 5 points, up to 10 points now through race number 2.
That's what it's all about, Nils. And people need to understand, not anybody can just get in a car and make that pass happen. Apparently, a dog has to do it.
Here we go for race number 3. They go green. You heard it here, folks. Dogs can race Indy cars, apparently. Dusty Miles out in front, Jen Vandershift in second, and they will finish it out. Dusty Miles with an important 5 points to keep his hopes alive to move on in the tournament.
You know, after that race, we've got a tight one here. I think race number 4 could get very interesting. Just have a hunch.
The points look like this. Dusty Miles and Misty tied with 8, Jen Vandershift with 6, Stray Dog with 11. Jen Vandershift is on the pole. This is really interesting, actually, now that you mention it.
You know, I've been around the business for a while now, Nils. Come on.
Race number 4, they go green. Jen Vandershift with a slight lead, Stray Dog right behind. Jen needs a huge finish here at the line, and to the line they go. Jen Vandershift picks up the 5 points, and I believe with that result, I think she's moving on.
Never underestimate the stewards. You never know. They might have saw something, but I think you're right.
Well, I'm getting word right now. Jen Vandershift picks up the points. We'll be moving on with 11. Stray Dog with 14. Unbelievable. She left it late, but she got the job done.
You know, credit where credit is due. That was in an I don't have words, Nils. It's kind of emotional for me.
You know, sometimes it's okay. You know, as a man, if something amazing happens, you can let it out. It's okay.
All right, thanks, Nils. I'm good now.
Well, end of the road there for Misty and Dusty Miles. Well, look at this, though. Hamish, how'd you get up there?
Well, you know, Niels, my all-access pass is magical. Just kidding, I walked here.
Tell us about the track conditions.
It sure looks rubbered in. The track is heating up after every race.
For the next group, who's your favorite?
Well, Niels, you have to know who my favorite is. He qualified 11th and is looking very fast today. Marco Polo.
Oh, man, I love Hamish. It's so good to have you back, man.
It really is. It's been a while. And his insight is, I don't know, it's tough to put a word to it. It's perfection.
Well, this is Giorgio in the number 27 from G-Force Racing.
And next up, in the number 11 from Polo Racing in Fort Worth, Texas, this is Marco
Polo.
All right, we can't have too much fun. Next up is Buckshot in the number 68 from Wainwright, Alberta.
And last, this is Strike in the number 12, the SX Boys from the United Kingdom. I love that car.
The John Player Black number 12, iconic. Well, if you're looking to improve your diorama set at home, check out racetrackscenics.com, BOSS20 for 20% off. Link in the description below. Here we go for race number 1, group number 8, and they're off. What a great start for Giorgio. Through the hairpin they go, strike right on Giorgio's tail.
Can you say Marco Polo? Come on, man.
And to the line, Giorgio takes race number 1. The 5 points. Strike with a nice run. Finishes in P2.
He's going to be a threat all day long. I don't know what it is. Even if he's starting, towards the back. That was such a good run. Very impressive.
Well, after race number 1, Giorgio with 5 points. Marco Polo with 2. Buckshot with 1. Strike with 3.
Well, I think if Strike gets a good result here, man, watch out.
Marco Polo, Buckshot in the second row. Here we go, race number 2, and they're off. The group stays very close together through the hairpin. Giorgio into first place, and Marco Polo gets all caught up. Where did he go? Marco
Polo. Look at that. It's Uncle Buck, too.
Uncle Buckshot going backwards halfway down the circuit. Incredible.
Sometimes you'd, rather be lucky than good, but maybe he's just that good. Who knows?
Let's take a look here at the Boss Championship Racing instant replay. They go through the corner here. Strike gets caught up, and yeah, we can see that Marco Polo and Buckshot just get tied up. And Buckshot was completely backwards. Here's another good look at this. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't stall out right there.
And they were so close to finishing the race to get points, but they both DNF'd. So that's a huge loss for those two drivers.
Well, here are the points after race number 2. Donnie, have you seen Uncle Buck, the movie? It's incredible.
Yeah, of course. Awesome movie.
Race number 3, they go green. Buckshot in the front. Marco Polo keeping it close through the hairpin, but here comes Strike on the inside with a nice pass.
That's what I'm talking about.
And through the last corner they go. Strike will pick up a position, finishes P2. Buckshot takes P1.
Such a nice run on the outside from Strike and Giorgio too, but Marco Polo, where are you, man?
Marco Polo is struggling. Only 4 points through 3 races. We're talking about a guy who qualified 11th out of 53 cars. He will have pole. Buckshot will be on the outside. Strike and Giorgio in the second row. The final race. Here we go. Race number 4. A better start here for Marco Polo. Giorgio right behind. A nice run from Giorgio going through the corner. And now through the last one, Marco Polo will pick up 5 points. Puts in quite the lap time as well. And there you have it, race number 4 in the books.
I just brought my calculator out. I'm pretty sure because Strike finished that race, I believe he's going to move on.
I think you're right. Here are the points, and you are correct. Strike will move on with 10 points. Giorgio with 14. Those two will be moving to the round of 16. What a run for them. But gotta say, what a result for the number 12 in the John Player Special, all the way from the United Kingdom.
Man, it just wasn't enough for Marco today.
Hey, Mish, I know you like Marco. What did you think of his race today?
I have to say it, Nils, but only because he's my favourite. Marco just didn't have it in him today, and that makes me feel so terrible for him.
That DNF was costly for him and also for Buckshot. They will be headed home as their road to the finals here at Boss Championship Racing is over.
Well, what do you think, Nils? Want to go see Uncle Buck?
I think that sounds like a good idea. I haven't seen that in so long. You have been watching the Boss Championship Racing IndyCar Tournament of 2024. Make sure to hit like and subscribe, and don't forget to turn your notifications on. We will see you for the round of 16. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We are here at the 2024 IndyCar Tournament, and we are in the round of 16. My name is Nils, and this is Donnie McFadden.
It's been such a crazy tournament so far. These top 16 drivers have really earned it.
Well, this is Are You Holdin' from Feral Mods in the number 43. And lining up second is Crazy Canuck from Whitby, Ontario in the number 53.
And from Stupid Fish Racing in the number 1, this is Al. And all the way from Colchester, United Kingdom, this is Strike in the number 12.
Well, here are the points. If you're new, we will have 4 races per group. Today there will be 2 groups racing. The cars will rotate, and the top 2 will move on to the next round. Here we go for race number 1. Are You Holdin'? Crazy Canuck leading the pack through the corner. But Are You Holdin' out in front? Crazy Canuck up into P2. Little contact there between Al and Strike. And to the line, what a close finish for P3.
It looked like Al was right there to take P3, but man, that was really close. Strike kind of lost out there, I think.
The points are so valuable in this stage of the tournament, and actually it doesn't really matter where you are in the tournament. Each race, everything is on the line. Well, let's take a look at it with the slow-mo overhead camera, and Al definitely takes it. Will grab 2 points, but Are You Holding out there with 5? Crazy Canuck with 3, Al with 2, and Strike with 1.
Are You Holding is really something, man. I don't know if anyone's going to stop her today.
Well, here's race number 2, Strike on the pole, and they go green. Strike with a nice start. Are You Holding around the outside and into P1. Crazy Canuck right there battling with Strike for P2. At the line they go. What a close finish for race number 2.
You know, I thought for sure Crazy Canuck, even though he's in the back of the pack, he's one to watch. He's had a slow start, but man, looking very competitive so far.
This group so far has really brought it, but Are You Holding out in front with 10 points? Crazy Canuck with 5, Al with 3, and Strike with 4. 2 more races to go. Al in the front row, Strike on the outside. And the lights go green. Race number 3, they're off.
This is so intense, man. I love this.
IndyCar is sure bringing it here at Lutsen International to the final turn, and Al will take the 5 points.
This is such a close race. The points are just razor thin. This is so interesting going into race number 4.
That's right, Donnie. We've got a tight one going into race number 4. Are You Holding with 11, Crazy Canuck and Al tied with 8, and Strike with 6. The top 2 will move on to the next round.
I gotta say, this is Crazy Canuck's race to lose.
You know, let's not jinx it. Here we go for race number 4, and they are green. Nice start for Crazy Canuck. Are You Holding in second? Al is slipping back, but will he have enough? And at the line, Crazy Canuck takes the win and 5 points, and what a lap time. And Crazy Canuck books his ticket to the final 8 with Arya Holden.
Crazy Canuck has had one heck of a story. The journey continues for him. Well done, Crazy Canuck and Arya Holden.
That's right, Arya Holden, one to watch moving into the next round, that's for sure. And Crazy Canuck left it late, but is going into the next round. What a great job, great performance. And that number 12 John Player special from the Essex boys. Strike will be headed home as well as Al.
Man, that was so great. Can't wait for the next group.
Well, before that, let's go back and take a look at the round of 16 and who made it in. The top 8 were the winners from round 2, and the bottom 8 here, 9 through 16, were the second place finishers in round 2. So Strike and Al have been eliminated, but here's the next group. From Somerville, Massachusetts, and Team Kamikaze, this is Stray Dog.
And in the number 34 from Feral Mods, this is Feral Patrick.
And from Puffs Racing in the number 17, this is Puff.
And last from Dutch Clutch Racing in the number 9, this is Jen Vandershift.
Well, I'm excited about this group. Stray Dog and Feral Patrick are extremely quick. But make sure to check out racetrackscenics.com. Boss 20 for 20% off your order. Link in the description below. Here we go for race number 1, Stray Dog and Feral Patrick in the front row, and they're off. Stray Dog with a great lead, but it's a tight group going into the hairpin. And here comes Feral Patrick right in front of Jen Vandershift, but at the line, Stray Dog takes race number 1.
And another really close finish between P3 and P4. Jen Vandershift and Puff really going at it.
They will be ones to watch. These points are so valuable. And after race 1, Stray Dog with 5, Feral Patrick with 3, Puff with 1, Jen Vandershift with 2.
I mean, seriously, it's like you just pick up whatever point you can. As long as you're not being, dangerous out there, go for it.
Jen Vandershift in the front. Here we go for race number 2. Stray Dog is right there, taking the outside lane and into first place. Jen had no chance, but we have a wreck in the back. Puff and Patrick tangled up.
That looked interesting. That's all I'm going to say. I don't want to be overly dramatic. I'm not one to be dramatic, but I don't know. Puff might have something extra in this one.
And by that something extra, we talking intent, or what do you think?
Well, I guess, the stewards would have something to say, but I think Feral Patrick had the line. That's a tough one.
It sure looked like Feral Patrick got tagged in the back, but, there's only so much you can do. DNFs for both of them. Stray Dog with a huge lead. Jen Vandershift now with 5. Those are some key points going into race number 3.
All I'm going to say is Feral Patrick is lined up right behind Puff. Watch out.
This could be a rivalry in the making. Here we go for race number 3. Feral Patrick is all over Puff. And Jen Vandershift, for now, able to keep Stray Dog away, but looks like Stray Dog out in front. There must have been a little contact there between them for P3. Stray Dog coming out on top.
The race officials might have to get involved. This is getting very chippy out there.
It sure is. Feral Patrick was making a huge run on Puff, was not able to make the move at the line. Let's see if we get another look at the battle here in the back. Stray Dog able to get around Jen, but not able to make the pass cleanly.
And Jen was not looking to give up that position, that's for sure.
And with that result, Stray Dog with 12 and a 3-way tie between Feral Patrick, Puff, and Jen Vandershift, all with 6 points. Feral Patrick will be on the pole. This race is brought to you by Boss Championship Racing. Check out the merch store. Here we go for race number 4. They are green. Feral Patrick has a huge advantage. Stray Dog right behind. Puff and Jen are too far back. Stray Dog trying everything, but Feral Patrick will take race number 4, 5 points, and will cruise into the round of 8 with that win.
What a testament for Farrell Patrick, you know, had that DNF in race number 2, but man, just pedaled to the floor and didn't quit and got that result. Unbelievable race.
Huge race for Farrell Patrick and Stray Dog. They will be moving on and taking one step closer to the championship. Stray Dog, your winner, with a commanding lead, and what a drive from him.
And it is a bummer for Puff and Jen, but you know, we had a field of 53 cars when this tournament started, so congrats to making it this far. This is quite the tournament we're having, Nils. Can't wait for the next one.
You have been watching Boss Championship Racing, the IndyCar Tournament of 2024. If you like what you saw, please hit like and subscribe, and we will see you next week for part 2 of the round of 16. We're back at the final 2 groups of the round of 16, the IndyCar tournament here at Boss Championship Racing. I'm Nils and this is Donnie.
So good to be here with you, Nils. This is going to be awesome if it's anything like last week.
Well, let's meet the drivers for group number 3. This is Ralphus Hayes in the number 83 from Uncle Elvis.
And from G-Force Racing in the number 27, this is Giorgio.
And also from Uncle Elvis in the number 50, this is Clyde McGee.
And from Cloaked After Dark in the number 442, this is Mario Mappoli.
Well, today we will have 2 groups racing, and if you're new, here are the points. The cars will rotate clockwise after each race, and the top 2 will move on to the Elite 8. So here we go. Ralphus Hayes, Giorgio in the front row, and they go green through the first set of corners. Ralphus Hayes with a nice start, but here comes Giorgio on the inside on Mappoli. Takes back P2 and into the final corner, Mappoli, but McGee has spun and is sideways stalled out on the final straightaway.
You know, that's a crazy amount of drama for the first race. This is going to be a good one, Nils. I can feel it.
Well, here's the replay. Ralphus Hayes looked pretty good. Mappoli was right there. Giorgio came fighting right back, takes back P2. And the final 2, man, they were really battling it out there for P3.
It sure looked like Clyde McGee was trying to get around Mappoli, but Mappoli was not having any of it and got those 2 points.
Well, after race number 1, Ralphus Hayes with 5, Giorgio with 3, Mappoli with 2, Clyde McGee with a DNF. We'll start race number 2 with 0 points. So here goes Mappoli on the pole. Race number 2, they go green.
No, Mappoli, he's kind of quick. He might be a dark horse in this one.
Well, he's out in front, and Ralphus Hayes battling to stay in P2. We've got a wreck in the final corner, and Hayes finishes in reverse, but Giorgio is stalled out sideways on the final straightaway.
Ralphus Hayes is definitely showing off. I mean, I've never seen anything more blatant than that.
Well, here's the replay. Hayes was all out of sorts going into the final corner. It gets turned around, it looks like.
Well, and Giorgio was trying to go for the inside and didn't work, unfortunately for him. And McGee got lucky.
Well, after all that, we've got quite a race here. Mappoli up to 7 points. Ralphus Hayes with the lead at 8. And here we go for race number 3. McGee, Mappoli, front row. Race number 3, and they're off.
Giorgio, I have a feeling about him. He's been really good this tournament, you know, and here he goes again into second place.
Clyde McGee with a lead into the last corner. Mappoli trying to make a move at the line, and what a close finish for race number 3. Here's the replay. All the action came to a crazy place. Mappoli trying to make that move, and Giorgio just goes all out defending and grabs P2. Here's the overhead, and it looks like Mappoli will snag P3 from Ralphus Hayes. And there it is. Confirmed after race number 3. Ralphus Hayes and Mapley are tied with 9. Clyde McGee now up to 7, and Giorgio with 6.
If you would have told me at the beginning of this how tight this race would be, I don't know if I would have believed you.
Well, here we go once again, all tournament long, race number 4. Everything is on the line. Giorgio on the pole, and they are off. Giorgio with a great start, and Ralphus Hayes is right there with him. Clyde McGee trying to make a move on his own teammate, but can't make it work. And Giorgio takes the 5 points. What a race.
See, Nils, I'm telling you, Giorgio is somebody to really pay attention to. Even with that DNF, stayed cool and got the result when it mattered.
And we're just checking P3. Looks like Clyde McGee, yes, will take P3. And here are the points after race number 4. Giorgio with 11 and will steal that P2. Ralphus Hayes is your winner. Unbelievable finish. Razor thin for this group. That was incredible to witness.
You know, you got to feel for Mario. He was just inches away from grabbing another point to tie, send it to a tiebreaker. But man, that was incredible to watch.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but we've got another group. I don't know how they're going to top that.
You know, this tournament just continues to deliver, man. The excitement level is top notch.
Well, here's the next group of drivers. This is Lily the dog in the K92 from Lily's Boneyard.
And next up from G-Force Racing in the number 28, this is Christy.
And from 409 Diecast in the number 9, this is Laro.
And lastly, from Dog Squab Racing in the number 20, this is J-Bo.
Man, I'm just trying to catch my breath. That was insane, Donnie. Well, make sure to check the link in the description below for 20% off at racetrackscenics.com.
Well, Nils, here we go again, man. I love this job.
You're right. Here we go. Race number 1, Lily the dog on the pole. J-Bo right behind through the inside, but here comes Laro and Christy. Christy with a run on Lily the dog, but can't make it work. Lily the dog takes P1 in race number 1.
You know, with this group of cars, we've got a totally different race here. I mean, Lily the dog is a dog, and the others are real humans. So it's different.
That was unbelievable. If you could just do this every race where you just spit out 100% facts, you're employed forever.
Well, thank you. I mean, it just kind of comes naturally, you know?
J-Bo on the pole, Lily the dog on the outside. Here they go, race number 2. J-Bo with a nice little lead, but Lily the dog making the pass on the corner. And here comes Christy as well, up into P2. J-Bo, no match for Christy and Lily the dog for race number 2.
And J-Bo, you know, almost gave up another spot to Laro, so that was crazy. Almost went P1 to P4. That would have been embarrassing.
Well, you're entitled to your opinion. And Lily the dog is up to 10 points. Christy with 6. J-Bo with 4. Laro with 2.
I know I am. I live in a free country. Thanks.
You're welcome. I just wanted to point it out. Here we go for race number 3. Laro on the pole. J-Bo taking the outside lane. Laro with the lead. Christy right there in second place now. And to the final corner they go. Laro takes race number 3. Christy takes P2. And looks like J-Bo was able to hold off Lily the dog for P3.
I think, you know, it's been a little more mild of a group, but the points are really close. This is good. I'm excited. Race number 4. Here we go.
You are right, Donnie. Lily the dog with 11. Christy with 9. Lara with 7 now. J-Bo with 6. I don't know what else to say. This is going to be good. Christy on the pole. Here we go. Race number 4, and they're off. The top 2 in points will move on to the final 8 cars in the next round.
If Christy is anything like Giorgio, she's gonna win.
And a big collision there into the final corner, and Laro able to pick up a spot. What a race. Elbows out. Christy takes P1 and 5 points. Here's the replay. Christy gets all sideways, and that totally upsets Lily the dog's car. going for that pass and ends up in P3. Lily the dog ends up in P2 for this round with 13 points. Christy is your winner with 14.
You know I said Christy was one to watch, but man, there's no way you could have predicted that. Incredible drive from her, and same with Lily the dog. Great drive.
And unfortunately for J-Bo and Laro, they will be headed home. But what a run from both of them to make it this far in the tournament. We've had 53 cars, and now we are down to the final 8, the Elite 8. We will see you there next week and see who will make it to the final round. Thank you so much for watching Boss Championship Racing. If you liked the video, please hit like and subscribe. And we will see you at the Elite 8 right here at Boss Championship Racing. Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We're here at the semifinals, and here are your finalists for the best livery of the tournament.
That's right, Nils. The top 4, they look incredible, from Belgium to Canada to the United Kingdom and the United States. Make sure to go vote, everybody.
That's right, Donnie. Make sure to go to our community tab right here on YouTube and make sure to cast your vote. The winner will be announced at the final round. It's been such an incredible journey so far. It's hard to believe that we started with 53 cars and now we are down to the final 8. Let's meet the grid.
For the first set of drivers from Feral Mods in the number 43, this is Arya Holden.
And in the number 77 from Team Kamikaze, this is Stray Dog.
And also from Feral Mods in the number 34, this is Feral Patrick.
And lining up in the target livery number 53, this is Crazy Canuck.
You know, some people might say this is a really long tournament, and you know what I say to them? It's not long enough.
Well, let's just cool it here a little bit, Donnie. We've got 4 races, and the top 2 will move on to the final 4. Arya Holden and Stray Dog in the front row. Here we go. Semifinals are green, and through the hairpin they go. Crazy Canuck with quite the run.
Crazy Canuck making some moves early. One to watch.
And at the line, Arya Holden takes race number 1. Crazy Canuck into P2.
A big shock there. Stray Dog. Man, he should have been in P2, but yeah, we'll have to settle for P3.
Well, we've got quite a close group when we get into this stage of the tournament. These cars are so evenly matched. There is a lot on the line every race. So they're looking to hold position. Let's see who can return serve. Race number 2, Crazy Canuck in the front row. And already with a nice lead, Feral Patrick up into second place. Arya Holden has now dropped to third. At the line, another close finish.
You know what's crazy is Crazy Canuck. He is insane. Started so far in the back of this tournament, worked his way up, and look at him go. Are you holding? Are you holding on? Because this is going to be crazy, man.
Well, here are the points after race number 2. Crazy Canuck with a lead at 8. Arya Holden with 7. Feral Patrick, Stray Dog, they are going to be on that inside line. Let's see who will come out on top. They're green, and Feral Patrick leads them into the hairpin. And look at the run from Crazy Canuck trying to make a move. Stray Dog says, no way, keeps position, and at the line, unbelievable.
My hands are sweating because this is the most intense racing you're going to see out there. I can't believe Crazy Canuck just sent it in there, almost made it work, and Arya Holden, look at that.
The move from Crazy Canuck almost allowed, well, we'll have to get another look at this because it was such a razor close finish, and he just beats out Arya Holden for P3. So Crazy Canuck has a points advantage, but is starting very far in the back for this race number 4. Well, here we go. Race number 4, they go green. And oh my goodness, anything can happen here. Stray Dog and Are You Holding? But here comes Farrell Patrick with a pass on his teammate and into the lead. No, Stray Dog takes P1 for race number 4.
As you can see, Nils, right here, unbelievable pass. The cleanest pass you might ever see. Farrell Patrick, bravo.
And Farrell Patrick just knocked out Are You Holding with that move. But we've got a tie, Stray Dog and Crazy Canuck. For the semifinals, the tiebreaker will be 3 rounds, best of 3. Here we go. Stray Dog is seated higher than Crazy Canuck, so we'll have that inside line. But here comes Crazy Canuck trying to make a move already. We've got some craziness on the track, and Stray Dog somehow keeps it on track and finishes in front of Crazy Canuck.
One of the things with this track and when cars are racing this close, that sort of move might have cost Crazy Canuck the race. It's just that close.
Well, let's see if Crazy Canuck can return serve and keep his hopes alive to move on in the championship. Here we go, race number 2 of 3. Crazy Canuck with a nice jump. Stray Dog struggling in that lane. And away goes Crazy Canuck around the last corner and will finish in front of Stray Dog.
I can't believe we have to finish it like this. We got one more to go. What a fight it has been between these drivers. One of them being a dog. And that has been the story of the last few rounds. Somehow dogs are just able to drive.
It boggles the mind. Well, here we are, the last race of the tiebreaker. This will settle it. Crazy Canuck trying to make a run, keeping it tight around those corners. But does Stray Dog have enough? Only one corner to go, and Stray Dog will take the tiebreaker and will be moving on to the final.
You know, after the second round of the tiebreaker, Stray Dog didn't look like a confident driver, but just needed that third race, and well-deserved, moving on. Just a sad day for Crazy Canuck, but gotta be proud of the drive.
Well, after that tiebreaker, that was so intense. We forget Farrell Patrick is the winner. What a drive, starting in third and making a valuable move on his teammate to advance to the Final Four.
Yeah, you know, Farrell Patrick left it late and, man, just made it happen. So unfortunately for Are You Holding and Crazy Canuck, they are headed home. But wow, what a drive from both of them to get to this point.
That is so right on, Donnie. I still can't believe a dog, of all the things, a dog is going to move on to the Final Four. But guess what? We have another dog in the next group. Can you believe that?
You know, just when you thought you saw everything, you've seen nothing, apparently.
Well, here's Ralphus Hayes in the number 83 from Uncle Elvis.
And from G-Force Racing in the number 28, this is Christy.
See, Donnie? Lily the dog in the K92 from Lily's Boneyard.
No comment. Anyway, this is Giorgio in the number 27 from G-Force Racing.
Donnie, I think people want to know your stance on dogs. But first, make sure to check out racetrackscenics.com, boss20 for 20% off your order. Link in the description below.
Like I said, no comment.
Okay, well, we'll figure it out, I think. Anyway, race number 1 for the second group. Ralphus Hayes and Giorgio up into second place. Christy trying to get back at Giorgio, but Ralphus Hayes will take race number 1.
You know, something has to be said. Giorgio and Christy are teammates, and they're just going at it. I mean, I'm thankful that they're not, you know, wrecking each other, but what a close battle between the teammates.
Well, we've got a good one here, folks, so stay tuned. You know, Ralphus Hayes with the lead also has the fastest lap, the track record, and that last lap was a great one. So here we go, Giorgio on the pole. Ralphus Hayes is one to watch. He's very quick, but look at Lily the dog up into second. That is a surprising move, and to the line, Giorgio will take P1, and Lily the dog with a great pass. Ralphus Hayes had no answer.
You know, that might have been one of the craziest moves, because if you look at Ralphus Hayes, that last lap, you know, these are fast cars, and This is razor thin, man.
Well, Lily the dog just put the move on Ralphus Hayes. That is quite the story. And now Lily the dog is on the pole for race number 3. Let's see if Giorgio has anything on Christie. And through the corners, Christie will stay up into P2 and trying to get around Lily the dog. And at the line, what a finish. Giorgio was making a charge late.
Well, Lily the dog was definitely being protective there, playing defense on Christie. So, you know, there might be some territorial things happening out there.
That was a loaded statement. I don't even know what to tell you, Donnie. Well, here are the points. Giorgio with 10, Lily the dog with 9, Ralphus Hayes with 8, and Christie with 6. But Christie is on the pole. Here we go for race number 4. The top 2 will be moving on to the final 4. Christie with a lead, but here comes Lily the dog and Giorgio. Ralphus Hayes struggling, and Christie takes P1. Lily the dog up into P2. Insane move.
Lily the dog had a great run, and Ralphus Hayes, I don't know where the pace fell off, but he looked slow.
That is so true, Donnie. And here are the points. We have another tie. Am I seeing double? Because this looks almost, if not identical, to the other group.
Well, Nils, have you seen Groundhog Day? Because we're in it, man.
Well, here we go. Race 1, best of 3 for the tiebreaker. Christie on the inside. Giorgio making a run, but Christie out in front. The teammates are going at it. And the best of 3 first race will go to Christie.
You know, nobody could have predicted this. Christie was down in the points and got the late win, and now is leading the tiebreaker. It's just crazy.
And Giorgio has looked pretty quick all day long. Will now move to the first lane, the inside lane. Gets a little bit of an advantage. And here we go for race number 2. Can Giorgio keep his hopes alive? Through the hairpin. Christie trying to make a run as well, keeping it kind of close to the last corner and to the line. Giorgio will take race number 2.
That's a big win for Giorgio, but Christie has equal pace, it seems like. So it all comes down to this, Nils. One more race.
That is right, Donnie. Here we go. Christie, Giorgio. The winner will move on to the final 4. They go green. Giorgio with an exit that he probably isn't happy with. Christie is getting away now. Giorgio is going to need a miracle and a monster run, but Christie takes the win and will move on, and Giorgio just runs out of track.
It's amazing that was the way they finished the race. Giorgio left it all out there and just pushed it all the way to the limit, and it was over the limit ultimately, and Christie takes the win. Well deserved.
Well deserved is right. Christie will be moving on with Lily the dog, and what an incredible finish. Razor thin for these groups. This final is really going to be something to watch.
You're right, because 2 dogs will be competing for the championship against 2 humans. So yeah, you're right. It'll be crazy.
Ralphus Hayes and Giorgio, their run ends today in the Elite 8, but next week we will have the final 4. And as Donnie said, 2 dogs versus 2 humans. Who will be the champion?
I don't want to take anything away from these drivers, but if you were to tell me that 2 of them are dogs...
Well, they definitely deserved it. I mean, we watched the whole tournament, and they deserved it, 100%. You have been watching Boss Championship Racing, the IndyCar Tournament of 2024. Make sure to hit like and subscribe. We will see you at the final round next week. See who will come out on top. They're green, and Farrell Patrick leads them. Make a move. Stray Dog says, no way. But here comes Farrell Patrick with a pass on his teammate. But does Stray Dog have enough? Only 1 corner to go, and Stray Welcome back to Boss Championship Racing. We're here at the final round. The final four are ready to race today. I'm Nils and this is Donnie McFadden. We're here at Lutsen International for the last round of this IndyCar tournament.
That's right, Nils, and all the votes have come in. Indy Rain is the winner with the best looking livery of the tournament.
We had a record number of votes, so thank you everybody for voting, and well deserved to Crazy Canuck. And a quick shout out to everybody else who submitted a car for this tournament. What a tournament we've had so far. Well, let's meet the grid for the final. This is Lily the dog in the K92 from Lily's Boneyard.
And in the number 34 from Mankato, Minnesota, from Feral Mods, this is Feral Patrick.
Next up, in the number 77 from Team Kamikaze, this is Stray Dog.
And from G-Force Racing from Brandon, Oregon, in the number 28, this is Christy.
If you're just joining us, you've joined us at the right time. We're here at the final round. Today we will have 8 laps, and they will pick up points after each race. Cars will rotate, and Lily the dog will start it out on pole. Here we go, green, and they're off for the final in the IndyCar tournament. Lily leads them through the hairpin. And here's Feral Patrick up into second place. Lily the dog, though, gets loose. And Feral Patrick takes advantage and takes race number 1.
It doesn't take much to upset the car, and Lily the dog found out the hard way. You know, when you're on pole, you think you would get a win, but as we can see, race number 1, Feral Patrick takes the win.
And back in the field, what a crazy finish for P3. Let's get another look at that and slow it down. And it looks like by just a nose, Stray Dog gets it. And yes, the judges come back and tell us Stray Dog, P3. But here are the points after race number 1. Feral Patrick with a big win. But we've got 7 more races to go. Here we go for race number 2. And they go green. Christy is leading them through into the hairpin. Stray Dog right behind, likes that inside line, but here's Lily the dog and takes P2. Christy takes P1, and another close finish. These battles are so close.
If you look right here, Nils, I thought Stray Dog was going to get a good run, but Lily the dog, you got to say, man, what a run on the inside, taking away that lane and just edging it out.
You could say we've got a battle of the dogs and the humans.
Well, you know, I'm not going to have any comment on that. I think best driver wins. So
here we go, race number 3. Stray Dog on the pole, Christy on the outside. And here goes Stray Dog through that hairpin. He loves the inside. Feral Patrick up into second place and to the line. Feral Patrick was making a run late once again, but Stray Dog says no and takes the 5 points.
Stray Dog really needed that result. Feral Patrick has been on a good run so far, but we've got a close race today, Nils. This is going to get better and better. I can feel it.
Well, here are the points after race number 3. Feral Patrick and Stray Dog tied with 9, but the other 2 are right there. So here we go for race number 4. Feral Patrick on the pole. And here we go. Feral Patrick, will see what he can do with all that clean air. Lily the dog, though, right there on his tail. But Feral Patrick able to create some space and put in a great lap time.
See, here we go, Nils. On his tail, you know, we've got dogs. Dogs like tails. You know what I'm saying?
You know, we've gone back and forth with this, and I don't know if there's an easy answer, but we've got dogs driving race cars. Well, here are the points at the halfway mark. Feral Patrick with the lead at 14 points, Stray Dog with 11, Lily the dog with 10, and Christy with 9.
You know, okay, fine. It really just bothers me that there are dogs in this tournament. That's all, okay?
Well, if you're looking for diorama, check out racetrackscenics.com. Link in the description below for 20% off. You know, Donnie, I appreciate your honesty. There was no rule about if a dog could race or not in this one.
It's fine, you know. Look, I can move on. Don't worry about it.
Well, they are green for race number 5. Lily the dog goes into the hairpin. Christy right behind. Feral Patrick falls in line behind Christy. Lily the dog goes sideways and Oh my goodness, what a crazy finish. Stray Dog and Christie are left stalled out on the straightaway right before the finish line.
That was insane, Nils. I mean, I'm just glad they're okay and they weren't upside down. You know, a dog is a man's best friend. You don't want to see him get hit by a car.
Well, yeah, I guess, Lily the dog got hit by a car. Christie was, oh my gosh.
Yeah, that was insane.
Christie goes straight into the barrier and collects Stray Dog. Thankfully, they are okay. Farrell Patrick picks up the win, has 3 wins so far. Unbelievable. Here we go for race number 6. Christie on the pole, and here we go. They are green. You know, so far in this final, if you're on pole, nothing is guaranteed. Christie will now have to fight with Lily the dog. Stays in front, and to the line, Stray Dog. What a run, and grabs the 5 points.
This final could not deliver any more, Nils. I can't believe what I'm seeing. You'd think that Christie would have the clean air, have all the advantage, but here comes Stray Dog. What a run, and he needed it. Stray Dog was down in points, looking to make a run late. Let's see what happens here.
We only have 2 more races to go. Stray Dog is now on the pole, and they're green. And through those corners, Stray Dog with a nice jump. Farrell Patrick, though, right on his tail. But here comes Christie on the inside of Farrell Patrick. But Farrell Patrick comes right back. Unbelievable. We will have to get a closer look for who finished in P2.
And Nils, look at what just happened. Stray Dog grabbed another win. Unbelievable. This is going to be an insane finish at the end. Right at the end, at the finals. It's like bases loaded, full count, World Championship right on the line. Here we go.
And it's confirmed that Christie comes in second. So here are your points. Farrell Patrick with 23, Stray Dog with 21, Lily the dog and Christie tied with 15. Everything is on the line. Who will it be for the IndyCar tournament champion? Lights are green.
I don't know if I can watch, Nils. This is crazy.
Farrell Patrick with a great jump. Lily the dog right there. And Stray Dog is struggling, trying to make a run late, but it looks like Farrell Patrick will be your winner. What a win. Farrell Patrick, with those 5 points, is the champion. And here's your replay.
Man, unbelievable. 4 races won out of 8. Yeah, definitely deserved it.
Well, here are the final points. Farrell Patrick with 28. Stray Dog finishes in second with 23. And Lily the dog with 18.
You know, despite the DNF, Stray Dog, what a drive. You know, it easily could have been down in the dumps, but just, you know, stuck in there and got P2.
You mean down in the dumps, Stray Dog? Was that even necessary?
Hey, no comment.
Farrell Patrick is your winner, and I have to say, absolutely deserved. That car could run the bottom, the top, it didn't matter. And, you know, if you can do both, you're going to be a champion. Farrell Patrick, hats off to you, the champion of the IndyCar tournament right here at Boss Championship Racing. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit like and subscribe so you don't miss any future events. You've been watching the IndyCar Tournament of 2024 right here at Boss Championship Racing. We'll see you next time.